Welcome to another divine moment from a divine energy, divine source. Yes, we all are. But it's important that we prepare this body and spirit so that it can receive the information that it needs to receive from a divine source, which we all came from once upon a time on this earth. Now that we're here on this journey, we're all lost, or most of us are lost in a divine connection. So my message here and teachings here is all about karma and karmics and the way to prepare ourselves to fix our karma, to go back to our higher self. So when we die or when we pass on, we can move into higher realms or higher energies or reincarnate better. For most people, I know you don't believe in these things, and you're going to be upset because maybe somebody has mistaught you, or you have had the wrong people educating you about this information, or you have certain beliefs and cultures that you hold on to that doesn't allow you to hear this message. I suggest that if this video is not for you, you move on in peace and in harmony, because I'm teaching about karma. So just by the fact of you even having a negative thought towards this particular project or message which I'm bringing to educate and elevate the humanities and those who need this information is a bad karma for you. So I'll let you know this right now before you engage. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into more explanation and information to motivate you, to give you the science and the understanding of what karma really is, so that you can find the strength when you're in your lowest moments to be able to still find the direction that you need to go and know the principles of morality on which you need to stand on and have some sort of, how you say, booster, okay? Because we are in a challenging world, and you will be challenged. You will go through obstacles, and sometimes by making the wrong decision, you'll be buying the wrong karma. Karma works like this, in basic and layman's terms. Before we get into the spiritual aspect of those things, karma works like this. Every day you need to shower. If you don't shower every day, and you go about a month without a shower, you will definitely stink. I could say a week or 3 or 4 days, depending on how your body odor is and the food you eat sometimes can determine how much your body should stink. Because your body's processing food, and certain type of food you put in your body goes into your body to be able to prepare it for a certain level of energies or certain level of strength or a certain level of, receptivity through radio waves. Radio waves such as like me talking is a radio wave coming through your ear, or you see me physically, it's a radio wave from your eye to your brain into your cognitive behaviors in your brain, right through the eye, the retina, right? That's physically watching. That's the form of radio wave. Hearing the wave of radio voices that you're hearing is also a form of radio wave. Eating food is also a form of radio wave activating certain part of your body, so energizing certain part of your body. Certain nutrients are needed in your body to activate certain part of your body. So these are all form of karma. So imagine you do not shower for maybe a week, 3, 4, 5. You will stink. And it's not just you stinking to yourself, you're stinking to others. And this is the judgment others will pass over you when they come across you as you being a stinking person. You might not care, right? But in the world in which you live in, you have to be able to fit in society in order to operate, to eat, because your land and resources are confiscated. So there's a barrier that has been set. And the moment you cross that barrier, you can become a bum or a homeless or a reject and suffer the consequences, because now you cannot partake in the monetary activity that is there. Now the key part is the monetary activity that is being created or is there, through which mankind has to survive. This is where the moral code is questioned. This is where your soul and justification is questioned. Because at this juncture or junction is where you decide where your moral code stand for your karma. So we have many forms of basic karma. There's instant karma, stuff that you can just see, just like I just gave you an example. Take a shower, or you don't take a shower for a week or 2 or a month, you will get the results of stinking, right? Or the basic karma is not filling up your gas, and you're hoping that you find another gas station. When in today's day and time, we have an app that can probably give you the next gas station, and you understand what I mean? And you just wing it and hoping. You could have a good or bad karma depending on how lucky you are. okay? But if you have a GPS or a navigational system that can navigate you to get to the right destination without the headaches and getting stuck in the middle of the road and all that stuff, you'd rather use that. In today's day and time, we're just winging it because the information that it takes for you to find your true identity and your true karma, or follow your birth chart and your life purpose, has been removed. Because the devil is playing many games, and the devil is using, or the evil or the enemy is using, human flesh. Because remember, they said we fight against not physical, but principalities in higher and darker places. So your vessel is what is needed for the evil or the devil or the bad guy to use in order for them to be able to be successful in this spiritual journey through the cosmic journey. So the good part about this, I'll give you an example. Last couple of weeks, well, this morning, I had your phone gives you this memories, right, of things that happened 2-3 years ago. If you've kept your phone that long, if you have your phone saved up on your Google or iClouds, whatever it is, it gives you memories on your photos, right? So this is my confirmation from source, because I know so above, so below. Just like I told you, the Aquarius season comes with, water coming in from the sky, and Noah's time is the same time as the reset, and we're entering into the Aquarius season. It's the same connection. So for those who don't understand what I'm saying, go back to my previous video. You'll probably see it in there. Now, when I got this, today is May 23rd, I got this confirmation from my phone telling me that I have a memory of something that happened 3 years ago. Now, 3 years ago, one of my trucks that I was managing or operating within my business with my family had ended up in a ditch. And I had met a friend that I was very hopeful to build something with. And it had been revealed to me that this person was going to be the person to help me elevate my business to the next level. And it was a good partnership. I fasted, I prayed, I did all the right things. And I thought this was the person. Yes, indeed, it was the person. But when I met the person, something had already possessed the person and the entity and myself and whatever we were going to do. So I ended up in the middle of the night in a ditch. Truck, everything in the middle of a ditch. It cost me almost $40,000+, $50,000, $60,000 to get this whole process sorted out for the first stage. The second stage almost cost me $100,000+ in financial cost. I'll explain later. That's, we go on in these studies. Now, May 23rd now, I'm in the exact same position where a message has been revealed to me with someone that I'm supposed to begin life with, a friendship, a journey. And I'm in the same position where I know the person, the human being, is good, but they're possessed or attached by certain entities or certain things around it that doesn't make it possible, because they are coming in from an angle that I do not have the answer. But only karma will tell, because now 3 years ago, the relationship I had with that person and the karma of it has come to light. Our friendship had gone as far to the point where it was supposed to be business. Now we became friends, and we started making music, and we started communicating, and I started showing him what I do and what I stand and where I want to go. And I can now fully see the whole scope of that relationship and where we stood. And that karma of that is now visible to me to know if this person is here or that person is there. This is one good thing about your phones and your technologies such as Facebook, YouTube, or keeping a documentary or writing down your notes or taking photos or whatever it is that it reminds you of. So back in the day, people used to keep journals and memos. And when you go back into it, you will see karma actually showing up in your life. So when I told you guys about your birth charts and your birthrights and your life purpose, and you need to understand what your birth chart is, because in the African Asian traditions, which they have made sure that they've kept these things, these nations to look poor. Meanwhile, in North America, in Europe, and Asia, we are the poorest. Because first of all, we live on month-to-month basis, mortgage basis. The Africans don't live on month-to-month basis because the land belongs to them. The water, the food belongs to them. They can literally dig, plant anywhere. They are the richest. We in North America, we are the slaves. The slaves that have to work Monday through Friday, car payment, offer a little bit of a luxury or comfortability or safety. Whereas they over there, they can live anywhere they want. They can move about literally anywhere they want. They have the power. They can defeat the military today if they wanted to organize themselves. Whereas here, you cannot defeat the military because first of all, your food, your water, your clothing, your shelter, it's all based on the government allowing food to come in. You don't even know where your food comes in or your water comes in or your electricity comes in. If they change the weather today and keep it cold, most of you are going to die. You don't even have survival skills. Back in Africa, if they do that, people can go into the jungles, do so many things to be able to survive. So this is the richest part of the world. So they turn it upside down and gave you the opposite side and say, this is the richest part of the world because you're safe. And everybody can do whatever they want to do and think they're getting away with it. But back to the karma. Now that you look at your timeline, your birthright is supposed to be like a timeline. So what is going to happen again in another 3 years will reoccur again exactly in another 3 years. So in the video that I explained to you guys about the full moon being the end of the month, and after the full moon, it will be the first of the month. So the full moon comes, is the end of the real month. So this full moon in May, it says the 16th was the 6th was a full moon, but it was the 16th according to our calendar, which is a Gregorian calendar which we follow. But technically, we follow the lunar and solar calendar, which the Asian of Africans or the African tradition keep the solar lunar calendar in the beginning of time. So technically, when the full moon is up, because we're counting a month based on the full moon, the full moon, the end of the month should have been the full moon. Now they removed that, so now you're off your game, so you don't know what's going on. So now, to calculate it, I calculated my month based on the first of every end of the full moon after the first moon, right? So now, when the time comes back again, I saw that the same thing is happening a year later, 2 or 3 years later. So when you were born, your life is already laid out to pay for those karma. So when those things come, and now you pay attention to those rules, you can avoid those things, or you can welcome them and go on that journey with them to fix that karma, because whatever is happening right now in your life that happened those times 3 years ago, it's not something that is just happening again. It's a repetition that was already put in your life birth chart that you were supposed to face each year after every year until you recognize it. And once you catch on to it, you're like, oh, it's coming again. So now that you understand, if you do understand and you're in tune and you're eating right, you're thinking right, you're being positive, right, it will present itself again. You have a chance to bypass it or go back on the journey with it or allow it to take over you. But once you know it, you have this option. So this is where you become a master and you're like, okay, last 3 years, May, this and that happened to me. Last year, May, this and that happened to me. So when bad things happen to you within a month, keep a journal of it, record it, put a calendar. Each year, go back to those months and see that it will re-happen in your life again. Why? Because it's part of your karma. That's how you identify your karma to fix it. Because you will know that it's coming again around this particular time of the year. And now you anticipate the people, because each time is going to be different people, different faces, different everything else. And you'd have to use discernment to be able to catch those people and let the universal nature fix that karma for you. Because you cannot fix it unless you know where is that to fix it. You understand? That's why our calendar is so important. That's why it's important to understand nature, like your sun, your moon, your water, your earth, the land you stand on, the air you breathe, the trees, the plants. These are the elements that God gave you to remind you, no matter what monetary system you're in, that these are resources given to you for free, and it's meant for those leadership to use it to your advantage to help elevate and give you the time while you're on this earth to rehabilitate yourself. Now, if it's being confiscated and you become a slave and a victim to it, there's no problem. Your parents, great-grandparents, soul and spirits and body that have given you this gene that you have today, this facial feature, the person that you are today, has been on this planet for thousands and thousands of years, reincarnating back. Now, I told you, once you don't make it on this earth and you keep doing all the craziness, you don't want to fix your karma, you don't want to do nothing, you die. You get up there, you come right back. You need another body and keep doing it worse and worse and worse and worse. And you know, because the people who run the society, who owns your nations, they know about this. So that's why they're able to turn you into slaves. That's why they're able to change the system by decade after decade. So even if you died and came back 4 years, 5 decades ago, you're going to have to readjust and start all over again. You'll be unfamiliar with everything because they know this particular alchemy or science or rules and regulations to nature. With that being said, it's a lot of stuff packed in here. I want you to understand how the calendar, the month work with the calendar. The full moon is the end of the month. It doesn't matter what day to give you, start from the end of the month. That's the full moon. Second part, keep track of every painful event, anything that happened to you in every year. No matter the losses, the good part, write them down. When the year comes by, again, and that same month comes, note and bear with yourself that you will see these things show up. And once they show up, you can bypass them. Once you fix those karmas, you will see that they will disappear. You will have new karmas. The new karmas that are going to come will be beneficial or good karmas. It will be up to you to choose. Some people want to just clean up their karma. Some of us, we're willing to go as far as possible to really see what this is about, because we all have a different lifetime. So check your birth charts. It's important. Work with the moon. The moon is your mother, or the time clock of the earth. Very important. I don't want the videos to be too long. I want you to understand karma exists. You are here because you fell from grace, and you have to pay your karma. If not, you're gonna come back again and be another slave in the worst way possible. Every wrong you do, you have a price to pay. I'm here to get karma or karmic credit. Some of us are here to teach, give, live, and we didn't even have to be here. Some, they have to be here because they are not willing to love, care, and really follow the principle of nature. You can come back in karma as a dog, die, come back again as a goat, die, come back again as a rock, or until somebody grind that rock and use it for the roads again for your spirit to disappear. You are still stuck in that. You understand? So there's non-living and living things, or those things in African culture or traditions of Asian teaching. There's living thing in everything, including the camera that you're looking at through right now. To me, it's a living thing. It needs to be solid in order for it to exist. So there's a life form in it, holding it. It blinks just like an eye when it's charging. They are not playing with the science. So you need to get with the science. Science is not something that is only taught in school. Science is things you see, observe, and can understand with your own physical self. It's a sign. That's science. With that being said, that's a divine information, divine love, divine energy. As Source gave me the information, it's what I'm going to share with y'all. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're blessed, stay strong, and have faith, and keep cleaning up your karma. Your divine entity, you will make it to your higher self. Have faith. One love, one world. Some Beast House, Clear House. Shout out to all the good people supporting and loving what we do, and we pray for you all. All right, easy.